And today, I've got the singular honor to introduce him onto our table of life. Born Joshua Esumana Bensa, attended the Black and Red Boys School inside Cape Coast in Fantipim, Butcher Boys. And the other bit I don't know that he's a big baller, like 3-time champion, strike ball champion for his school. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on the table of life, RJZ.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
You play b-ball?
Yeah, I play basketball.
Fun.
Oh, I'm a Lakers
it's
fan.
True.
So.
Yeah. Joshua, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank
you.
What's
the last time I
me.
heard your name? Like someone called you Joshua?
Government name.
I think this morning, my mom.
This one, oh, your mother. Okay. That's good to see you, bro. What's good? What's been happening? You okay?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working for a while. You know, I stopped music for a while because I had to concentrate on my son. Yeah. But thankfully, I'm back, and you know, I'm working on a project, so that's what I'm on. Right?
Yeah, and we're happy to have you. So when you came on, in my head, I was thinking, yo, is this guy chilled like that, or you know?
Oh yeah, I get that a lot. I mean, because of the Lamem gang, so people, you know, have this perception about, you know, us being more energetic and you know, but my aura is calm. I'm a calm person, so.
So how then do you get into a space with all of them? I mean, we've had Space, or you've interviewed Space before.
My very good friend.
Yes, Darko Vibes, and
no,
you know, the rest was
I think it's only Space. Space has been here 3 times.
Yeah.
And,
oh wow.
Yeah.
And like we get that energy from the stage, and like are there other members of the group who are calm like yourself?
Yeah, I'd say Kid Black.
And
Kid
also
Black,
North.
And North as
North
well.
Is also, yeah. Kweku BS is North.
Wait, no, Kweku BS is different.
It's different,
North, yeah.
So how do you get your synergies together?
I mean, that's the beauty of it, you know. It's like you know, the energy and the calmness, you know, complement each other. And I mean, we're more than 4 people, so you know, it actually works well. I don't know how, but we kind of complement each other. So
fantastic.
That's what's most important.
Let me just dwell on that. Since I've begun with the Lamem side, then we'll get back to RJZ. So I mean, it was everywhere on social media. Oh, Lamem is gone. Is it gone?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Actually, no.
You're together.
Yeah, we're together.
You are still part of Lamem.
Yeah, we've been.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been since. There's no way.
Okay.
In the past.
Yeah. And then when the I'm not seeking to do comparison because I hate to do that, but when the spring from Kumasi started, there were lots of everyday comparison. There's a Cowboys versus Lamem who's brought out a certain sound that has gone global and all of that, because the sound from Lamem, and big shouts to North though, because people have been talking about his sound. Like it gave a particular sound to Lamem at every party, at every event.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially Godzilla.
You know, it starts like that. And then when you hear comparisons as young folks who are trying to do your music and even put Ghana on the map, and that comparison thing, did it get to you guys?
I mean, did you talk about it? I mean, if you have an understanding, you know, what we know is just skin to it. You know, if you have a deeper understanding of how, you know, the music, how music works, and the mentality you have to have, you know, and then how do I say it? There's a goal that we have to achieve. We have to put Ghana on the map. And for me, I believe it's like Lamem had to walk so Asaka could run. So it's more like, I see it as if Asaka is being compared to us, it's kind of like a good thing. The only difference is how people see it and the negative, you know, vibe behind it. But I mean, I feel like we can have like healthy competition where it's good to, you know, do a versus where it's like Asaka versus Lamem, but it should be in a healthy way. You know, where we can all push Ghana to a certain level, because you can see it's like we are behind when it comes to music, you know, and it's sad that that's not what we're focusing on. We're focusing on, you know, comparing each other and you know, focusing on the negative stuff. So, I mean, with time, if I believe that if we all come together and have a goal, I mean, things can change. But I mean, with time.
But when you guys were coming together to work as a collective, I think that was when we got to use the word collective a lot, because everywhere you guys were trying to make people understand that you are not really like a group, but a collective. You guys can go solo and get back. And it always confuses where you say Lameng Gang featuring Kweku BS, RJZ, and Darko. You were always confusing us. But then when you guys came together, what was the goal? Was it to be together for a long time? What was the purpose from the beginning? And how did you guys meet to come together?
So we actually found ourselves in the studio. You know, most of the time we found ourselves together in the studio, and then and we used to go out together most of the time to events and stuff. And then at the time, I mean, none of us had managers and stuff, so we used to go to workshops and trying to learn the the music business. So I mean, people saw us together. Industry people also saw us together. So it's like everybody had this group thing in their mind. Yeah. And we're also quite aware of how groups begin and how they split up. Yeah. So then we didn't want to go down that path of being a group. So we wanted to we actually discussed it. Okay. And we came to an agreement that we'll be a collective where we can have our individual careers, and if we need to come together as a collective to do something, then we can do it. To a point where, I mean, La Meme doesn't only consist of, the faces that we see, but there are, other artists that are behind here. So that's, I mean, that's the goal for us. And it's been difficult to try and explain that to, the fans, because because of the music, because of the tapes and stuff. Yeah.
Before Harriet comes in, this song in particular, Godzilla. Yeah. Like this one said, the sound is very different. Like it's rich, it's timeless. It's a song to ginger the crowd.
If the party is going down,
I'm telling you, and you want to refresh it. Yeah. How did you guys come together to make that song? Because in that song, it's just the sound, and I think just a few people saying few things, and not to did amazing with the video. What were you guys trying to communicate with that? Because it got to you guys have a niche of fans for yourself, and you guys were going by club, and it was everything. What was the idea, the vision for that particular track?
So it's funny because the story behind that song was actually a gospel song.
What?
And it was actually a gospel song. It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be. I mean. Yeah, with the title, because that's how he named the beat when he was making the beats, and he said it gave him this feeling of him being like Godzilla, But initially, when Darko was recording the song, it was a gospel song, and then when we were about to release the tape, when we planned to release the tape, I mean, we wanted to change some of the songs because we had to tweak some. So we went back to some of our old songs we picked, and then we picked Godzilla. And then Darko felt like he needed to change something. So then he was trying to get the chorus. He wasn't getting anything. And then he just said, vibe song. And then it just hit. So,
and that was it.
And that was it.
Well, I'm more interested in your solo career. How has that, allowed you to express yourself differently compared to when you are in the group?
For me, I'm someone who's very arts inclined. I really, really love art. So for me, I always make sure when it comes to doing music with the group, it's more of, the creativity is more flexible, it's more free, where I can, I don't really have to, we don't really have to think, it's more easier. But when it comes to me, for someone like me who went to school and, did art and loves to paint and stuff, I like to pay attention to details. So when I'm making music, I make sure that every song that I put out is teaching something, or there's a message in there that's like mind-blowing, because I'm someone who likes to, I'm very fascinated by, mind-blowing stuff when it comes to art. So that's what I try to implement in my music, basically.
And then when it comes to fan base, how do you go about it? Do you have your own fans? Do you think that you have your own fans as compared to the La Meme gang?
Yes, I would say that, because when I was in Infantsipim, I started music from Infantsipim, and I already had and I already had a fan base then. Okay. So I still know some people who have been with me from then till even when I transitioned to RJZ. Okay. So I do know, I have an idea of a fan base, but I don't know if it's I don't know if it's growing or not, because everyone seems to. If you know RJZ, you know La Meme. So.
Right, quite interesting to note, but I want to know what informs your style of music, because I can see Hello Daddy, I can see Bye Bye, and so there is some form of, introduction and outro in there. What influences your style?
So, like I said, I like poetry too, and I like to play with words and stuff. So, like you noticing Hello Daddy and Bye Bye, like hello and bye bye and stuff like that. I like to implement those things in my songs. And then, not that I have so many other songs, but as at the time that I have to release, you know, like the contrast between Hello and Bye Bye, is every song that I do is real life. It's an experience that I have been through. So, I mean, it's all about selecting what I feel like, you know, would blow someone's mind, or a message that someone can pick out, or a riddle that I can give to someone, and like you just deciphered. So that's basically what it is. I just like to do that. It's all part of creativity.
All right, quite interesting. But I want to go into a bit into Bye Bye, which happens to be Desi's favorite. With that particular song, is it an experience, like you're saying, it's usually about your life experience? Is this one also an experience you have? Was it about your girlfriend? And in the video, seems like she passed on. What really was it about?
Yeah, so with Bye Bye, I was in a very sad place where I had, there was a song that I released, Not Yours. And on the day that I released Not Yours, there was a whole scandal about, you know, infidelity and stuff. I mean, but it was all miscommunication. So I was in a very sad place, and I mean, the best thing I do is when I'm frustrated or in a very sad place, I turn to music. I like to record. So then I was in the studio with Tokyo the night of the scandal, and then that's when we made Bye Bye. Okay. So it was more of like. And it involved, you know, my girlfriend at the time, and so we broke up at that time. So that's how I made the song. So it just inspired the song, but not directly.
Not directly. Yeah. You know,
okay, but just before you come back, in the video we saw that there is more. Like we saw you at the cemetery and all that. So how did that, you know? So you are broken up with your girlfriend. Why the cemetery? So
you know that too is. That's how the story ended up, because at the end of the day, I still had to consider, even though it's my life story inspired the song, I still have to consider the audience or the people that are listening to my music or watching the video. I have to make sure that they are interested in what they are watching, and you know, so I had to make the story in such a way that it would be that interesting for, you know. So that's how we got to, you know, him dying, and then. But if you look at it in another sense, it's like, you know, like old love is dead and it's new life. So basically, that's what it is, like moving on, basically.
So
before you come in, I mean, you have that bad boy look.
Yeah.
With the blonde and all that. Yeah. And then you're seated here, you're so calm. And I'm sure that people have judged you wrongly based on your looks. How do you deal with such instances where people have come out to say things about you and people immediately agree or believe because you have that kind of look?
Well, for me, it's like I know because of my hair and, you know, how I look and stuff. You know, people do have, I mean, a perception about me being a bad boy and everything. But it's something that I'm very aware of from my childhood. I've been like most of the time the center of attraction. And being in school, playing basketball, football, and all that. So. I mean, from a young age, I've learned to like ignore those things. And then when I started, you know, going through problems with what people said about me, and at a young age, there was a song that my dad used to play all the time, and he used to advise me on that, to ignore what people said, because at the end of the day, it's God that knows my heart and what's God looks on the inside and on the outside. And there was a song that said, "It's all right now. I've learned my lesson well. You can't please everyone, but you have to please yourself." So that's why I always carry on me. I don't really pay mind to what people.
Will you ever dye your hair back to black, or maybe?
I do that. So I do that sometimes. Yeah. Okay. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I need to, you know, rest with the.
Because blonde is a very. It's very. I'm looking for the right word. Annoying.
Yeah, it's very loud.
Very loud. Yeah. And no, not just the color, but like the bleach is very strong for the hair, and sometimes it damages your hair. So, but anyways, you're a man, so you don't really care about. You don't really care.
We don't really.
I'll try
care about that.
but you've touched on how artistic you are, or you have been even way back from school, and for the very first time, I want you to break down. I mean, we've talked about this off air, but kindly help me break down Bye Bye. The video, especially. When you did the song and you were going to do the video, it was shot by
No, it was shot by Henry Acron.
Henry Acron, yes. He was the one who was buying the thing at the tomato. I didn't tell you that video. I followed that video. So, when you start with Henry, what was the plan? Like, was it just what was delivered?
So with Henry and I go way back. You know, high school. Henry was, high school and university. When we've been in the same class since. And me and Henry have been doing projects from high school. So he already knows how I think, and I also know how he thinks. You know, we've been making videos since, you know, and even before I started making music, we were making like, you know, dance videos and all that. So, and he's also a very creative person. He taught me how to use Photoshop and stuff. So, yeah, me and him go way back. He's like my best friend. So, we making the video was that easy, sharing ideas. And that's what we do most of the time. So he came over, and then we sat down, we put the ideas together, and we had to. And at that time, I wasn't financially sound because I'd just gotten into the industry. So I had to find a way to, you know, bring the video to life without using too much money. Okay. And so we picked, you know, a local vibe to it, so we could, you know, we could work with it easily, and that's how we came.
I think it was nominated for the VGMA.
Yeah. And it only cost us 800 CDs to make the whole video. 800
CDs.
Oh, I thought it was 3.
You didn't pay
800 CDs.
The people who acted in the. Did you pay them?
We picked them. Yeah, we had to sit down critically to pick them, and then most of them with the guy. I met them with the albinos. I met them at a photo shoot, and that's when the idea popped up. So I spoke to them, I befriended them, and then we started like having that communication. Then I spoke to them about the idea that I had, and I had to convince them on how it was going to be mind blowing, and then that's how
it was dope. It was released 4 years ago, and you see, if you go and watch the video on YouTube again, go and watch it to understand what I'm saying.
Right.
You see, you are very, very talented, and you are kind of different. Spacey is my guy, and I won't lie, he's different. He has his own diggy stuff, and you too. When people listen to Boys Casa, you know, people really didn't get that you were the fourth artist to take it.
Me too. People don't get that.
You know?
Yeah.
Because every time when I say, this guy, they're like, and you know,
now make you doing voice. Yes. What was your part in there?
Yeah.
First things first. All work and no play, they make man vex. But all play and no work, they make man stress. Prices income, obey your test. See how they put in work. If placebo knock, he go do you, Joe. She never go do you that. Over you, me I no pay.
Like, I don't know what RTV was trying to put out with that song, but it was an amazing idea. La Main Gang had 3 people coming in. That's you, Darko, and Spacely. I think Space. Spacely. How was the vibe within that space? I don't know how they recorded it, but if you listen to Kim Promise's verse, it comes in with a different feel. Then Kwesi will come, then Darko will hit, and you came and you did like a soft,
very soft,
Yeah, what was it like in the studio?
So I used to record. I got to a time where I was staying with Omar Sterling, because he was at a point he was mentoring me, and I was recording my project at the time. And he woke up one morning. I think it was around 5. I was trying to record because I couldn't sleep. And he came one morning. He said he asked me to play the song, the Boys Casa, because it was a song that they were working on for a while. So he just asked me to play so we could hear it, because it was already opened on the computer. So I went back and I opened it, and then we were listening to it, and then he was like, "Just do a verse." True. I was like, okay. And he just left. So I did the verse, and then he came back, he listened to it. And at the first time he didn't like it, because he wanted a different vibe. Okay. He wanted me to, be chill on it and give a different vibe. So I redid it, and then that was it. The next thing I know, I was in his house again. I'd gone back to my house for a while. I came back and he was like, "Oh, we're shooting a video for it." So That's how it happened.
You can fit in every moment. When it's the hyped up sound, you can do your thing and stuff. And for a particular time, the lamem and the sound was being appreciated everywhere. Now the music scene has changed. What's your whole perception about the landscape of the music scene, how it's changing? Is it what you guys perceive? Because for someone like you who is very diverse, you can fit into anything. But you think about others and you ask yourself, can everyone go along with the music scene that's changing? First of all, how do you feel about the whole music scene changing?
Well, I mean, we can realize that it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
You know, the scene has changed where the music the kind of bounce we listen to is not what we used to listen to, I mean, a couple of years back. But for me, I'm someone who's not really pressured by, you know, the scene changing, because I'm very confident in myself that I know how to, you know, do all sorts of genres.
Yeah.
So I mostly focus on what I feel and what I'm in the mood for, or what I'm feeling right now. So it could be like I used to do hip hop when I started, but when I got into Not Yours, and then I started getting into the Afro vibes, and it's like it's been quite difficult for me to leave. You know, I've been in that vibe for a while now, and I feel like I express myself more when it comes to, you know, how I, you know, write my music. You know, so I mean, it's a mood. Sometimes it changes. I go back to rap. So I'm not someone who's really pressured by the scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we delve into his new stuff, his new project, whatever that he's working on. So you can stay. We've got RJZ in the studio right now. I'll be back after the break. All right, welcome back from the break. RJZ is still here with us on the table of life. My name is Desifred. I'm here with Harriet, Helen, and also Nanaya Tonobache. We've had a little background of RJZ's music, but let's talk about new projects and new stuff he's working on. And I'm just on Twitter right now, taking a look at his new project. That is the Bigger and Better Than Experience. He's got 8 songs on there. There's Twitch on there. There's KT. There's also Sky Cool is also on there. Let's talk about this one. You had mentioned when we started the conversation that you left music for family.
Yeah.
Is this sorted now?
Yeah, it's been sorted.
It's good now.
Yeah.
Okay. So bigger and better than what than your previous.
Than I used to be. You know, it's more of like a self growth, you know, project where, like I said, I always talk about my life experiences. So everything I talk about on the tape will be things that I have been through and what I'm going through. Okay. Basically, yeah.
Okay. And you said it's not an EP, it's not an album, it's not a playlist.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Then you are telling. I can't wait to listen to it.
I'm actually having the private listening tomorrow, so you guys are invited if you.
Okay. What time?
We have 7 to 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is happening
where was it?
Haven.
Haven.
Yeah.
East Legon.
Yeah, East Legon.
Okay. ANC.
Yeah. Right. Opposite.
Okay. We could certainly pass through. So, Dinada, your first track, your last track, Emotional Murder.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, because you say it's an experience. So, how do we experience that from the first song on there to the last song, Dinada, and then Emotional Murder?
I mean, with Dinada, so it's more of like if you listen to the tape. When I listen to the tape, what I get from is you can't eat your cake and have it. Okay. You know, it's like from Dinada to Emotional Murder is like Dinada is like things that it starts with things that I would want for myself, or things that I would love to enjoy in life, and then, you know, when it gets to Emotional Murder, you realize that it's, you know, you can't eat your cake and have it. You have to work with what you have. Yeah.
All right. So I guess, I mean, we've had a beautiful conversation. Yes. I don't know if you've got any final questions before we wrap up. We've got to go. So you've been away, you're coming back. What's the energy like? Are we going to see you at more events, or, you know, we're going to see RJZ in our faces everywhere?
I mean that's the plan. The plan is to, you know, be out there more, because I've realized that's one of the problems that I have. I haven't really been out there yet, so I'm trying to. Since I'm back now, I'm trying to, you know, get in the faces of, you know, everyone as much as possible. So that means more music and more visuals and stuff. So I mean that's what I've been working on, and
Charlie, it's been good talking to you today.
Thank you.
We've enjoyed every bit of it.
I appreciate having you guys.
AKA RJZ worldwide on YouTube. Go follow him also on Twitter, RJZ, one RJZ on Twitter. And just follow his new tape. He'll be dropping. You're about to drop it, right?
Yeah.
When?
I'm supposed to drop it on the 27th, but we're doing a little bit of change to the date.
That's cool. So watch out for that very, very soon, and we'll go for the private listener and come and tell you how it sounds like, right?
Yeah,
So thank you very much, RJZ, for coming through this afternoon.
Thank you too for having me.